everyone. Welcome to another episode of Rolls to Astonish, where we're playing a myth, Operation Hotblood. I'm your host and eternal GM, Steven. Joining me tonight is Evan.
Hi, I play Finn Sharkman, also known as Finn or Sharkman.
Also joining me tonight is the creator of Myth and fellow player, Cody.
Hey guys, I'm Cody. I'm playing the adorable Lolly Jester Joe.
And also joining us is Zach.
Hi, I'm playing Adele, the dragon man that punches shit really fucking hard.
And last but not least is Ryko.
Hello, I play Luna, the keyboardist.
Hey, hold on, you forgot Haley and Dan.
Yeah.
Who are not
Yeah,
here.
let them speak up.
Yeah, they're not here. Shame them. Shame them
No.
for not being on time.
Haley's
In fact,
literally
shame them for being
Do not shame.
fucking a half hour late.
He's probably busy too. He has a kid. For God's sake, just like you. So you know what
Wait,
you
he
can
has a
shut the
child?
fuck up to. I
Who?
believe so.
Dan?
Oh,
Yeah, I thought he had a kid.
Does he?
I don't know.
I know he has kids. I don't know if they live.
I don't know what's going on with it. Regardless, we're getting started. Last week, who wants to give a recap of what happened last time?
Our recap man is not here.
We punched a muscle man really fucking hard. He also punched us really hard, but we punched him harder.
He punched you so hard that
He
explosions
punched us.
happened.
He punched us good. I punched
He
him
punched
even
the
good.
shit out of us.
Yeah, no, that was basically the entirety of the episode.
There's lots of
Got
punching happened
battle.
from a big
Yeah.
muscle-bound vampire known as a Hampire named San Francisco, who was one of the Column boys.
Joe got knocked out. Count. I remember that.
Finn and Sharkman got knocked out.
Luna
Adele.
got knocked out. It was,
Adele. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
well, that's it. Luna got knocked out.
Adele was standing with barely any HP. Ulrich
But-
was standing. And
But he punched, and he punched good.
yeah, Adele finished. Adele made sure that he needed to make sure this vampire understood that the dragon is stronger.
The dragon is stronger than the ham.
Punches the goodest punches that a dragon.
He was porky. I was lean, so I won.
That is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. But, and at the end, they discovered that the body of evil Santa had been taken to the cyber papacy, to a location in the cyber papacy. But they still were on their way to the Church of Sick Gains, bruh. Oh shit! I still need to get the. Oh shit! I forgot to change the window. Oh no! Oh no!
Oh no, what have you been
Oh,
shooting
no.
this whole time?
I've been showing
Oh, no.
the YouTube thing.
Nice.
Steven.
Don't look behind the curtain. So they were told that there's the body was taken to a location somewhere here in the cyber papacy, but they were on their way to the Observatory of Sick Gains, bruh.
I thought
from
we were
the
going to Mrs. Claus's workshop.
from here at the Council of Civic Necromancy.
Just taking a
So-
quick detour through Necropolis.
Through the necropolis.
I thought we were going to Mrs. Claus's workshop. I thought that was our goal.
Yeah, we'll stop by after we get to the Sacrificial Spring.
That's
Sacrificial Spring.
we could go to the Lake of Life too.
Yeah. And maybe even got him golf.
They even got him golf to find Davy Jones' locker.
And maybe we can go to Gotham Island. Don't Gotham Island.
If you try to go to Don't Gotham Island, it just moves as far away as possible.
It just moves slightly to the left.
Yeah, because you
Every
always don't
time
got
it
him.
moves.
So, what are you guys gonna do?
Well,
You're at a crossroads.
What? Like, where are we? Like, describe our physical location.
You're still at the Council of Civic Necromancy.
I don't know. My character's not a decision maker. Where
You're basically on the over map in your sort of like with your like van icon, your bus icon, trying to decide where to go next.
So
I can't even read this map.
it's just giant feet. Don't you see?
Don't you
Giant
see?
feet is fucking moving around.
Don't you see the Observatory of Sick Gainsborough and Skeletal Hotel and Sacrificial Spring?
Someone seems to have sharpied it.
Oh no, that's the sacrificial spring. It's just inside the sacrificial lake.
The conservatory. No, observatory.
The Observatory of Sick Gainsborough.
I guess we'll go there.
Okay, you guys might hear an echo for a split second.
How dare you?
Sorry.
Because you give us such low quality performance.
Alright. So, I guess we're gonna go to the Observatory of Sick Gaze, bruh. Because, you know, otherwise I'm gonna drive us directly to Mrs. Claus's workshop.
Down over in Beast Mechland.
Exactly.
But to get there, you would have to go through Awu Town.
No, I would just drive
Nobody
off.
wants to do that.
You'd have to go through Awu Town, Uwu Town, Gas Town, the land of superheroes, Mech Town.
Not at all. I can just go. I can just huff it. I'll just
You'd
drive
have to
over
get.
and
You'd have to go to the Rock Lobster.
That's fine. That's fine. We can go to that's great. Go to the land of superheroes too. Joe would love that.
Joe would love it.
Oh yes.
Joe loves superheroes. They're all furry.
Joe loves lobsters.
Joe loves lobsters. Especially
Aw,
giant
man.
ones made of rock.
Well, crack that thing's shell open, like just have like a giant lobster fest. Like
in before it's everyone's just been mishearing it. It's actually a rock mobster.
No, it's just a rock lobster, but it's got a Tommy gun.
The mobster lobster.
Alright, so we're gonna turn this bus down towards the observatory.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys are you gonna like skip past the necropolis because you're done with dealing with the?
I mean, I kind of want
If I have to deal with
they've
one
got
more fucking skeleton,
One more fuckboy.
one more fuckboy, I swear to God, I burn everything to the ground.
Man, you're gonna hate where we're going after this.
Not the Skeletal Hotel.
No.
The whole building is made of bones.
They're gonna put fucking parking tickets on my bus again. I'm gonna get so angry. No.
I mean, we could always go to the zombie motel,
The zombie motel.
but it's kind of crappy.
It's just right next to the Skeletal Hotel for those who can't afford the 5-star luxury of bones.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go to the observatory.
What is the economy of this world?
It does not exist.
We actually don't know.
We make it up as we go along.
So people are
Yeah,
paying
no,
money,
this-
phones.
this game session is definitely like, this is, if you haven't been able to tell already, Hotbloods is one big giant joke.
It's just
Like
it is.
one big giant joke set.
it's one big meme. The whole game
Yeah,
is a
Pretty
meme.
much.
You know those games where like you start saying a word and somebody else says a word and you make a sentence?
Ah, yeah.
It's like that
Yeah.
if you never ended the sentence.
Pretty much.
So, how many bones equals a dollar?
Well, no, you see, the entire hotel is made of bones. You still gotta pay. You still gotta pay with credits.
Wait, does that mean that the zombie motel is made of zombies?
No, it's just made of rotting flesh.
It just made a giant flesh motel.
It's just a giant flesh motel.
Yeah.
It's very squishy and slimy as you walk through. Even the beds are made of flesh. It's awful.
So,
It's
the-
somehow
it's
the
the
ceiling is
gingerbread
still
man
cracked.
problem. It's the gingerbread man problem. The
Yeah.
gingerbread man stares at his walls. Is he made of house, or is his house made of flesh? He screams, for he does not know.
Yes. Now you have no such problem at the Skeletal Hotel because they're just not bothered by the bones. Because they're not their bones.
Not their bones.
They know where their bones are because they're made of their bones, so they're
so
fine.
if I take their bones and make something out of their bones, what will happen?
Well, then they'll be dead.
There we go.
Alright, so tell us about this observatory.
Let's talk about the observatory.
Let's get back on.
Let's progress the story.
Track.
That was
So you reach the observatory, and it's like that one of those like domed buildings, sort of like you expect an observatory to look like. But looking upon it, you see that there's no telescope on it. Like there's no like giant telescope looking up at the sky, so you're sure kind of like, wait, this is an observatory? Where's the where's the astronomy aspect of it? And you go up to the door. The door is closed currently.
so.
Well, that's lame. How are we supposed to observe things if the door's closed? Joe's
We
gonna
knock.
start pounding on it.
We knock. Adele will also help pound on the door with his own fist.
Finn's gonna look for like the little sheet they post outside with their hours of business.
They are open. You just need to knock. It appears you need to knock.
There's
So
a loud
you
pound.
knock, and then the door slides open, and standing before you is this. Hang
Finish the
on.
sentence, Steven.
Allow me to get something going here.
Alright.
Conjugate the verb. Yeah.
Standing before you are these two burly men. Very big burly men. One of them looks like this. Allow me to get some images for you guys of what they look like.
So what you're telling me is that we don't know what they look like at all. The room is dark, as lights.
Don't worry about it.
These are just their silhouettes.
Yep, just silhouette in the doorway.
They're just these masculine posing silhouettes in the doorway. One stands tall with a scarf and a tank top, looking like this.
Here we go.
You goddamn weeb.
It's all JoJo.
Yeah, I know.
I don't even watch.
You say that like JoJo, not we.
Then the other one looks up. It has like a headband and some like little wings on his headband. He's blonde and he looks like this. And they stand there. They stand there. They're like greetings. Welcome to the one in the green is like greetings and welcome to the observatory of sick gains, bruh. Have you come to get swole with and join us on our huge quest?
Ah, yeah! You're gonna get swole, bro! And, like, Joe do this little like muscle pose, but like nothing's popping out.
They also pose along with you. They pose along with you. They're like, yes, small one, yes, as you know the ways of the Gaines. Your posing is grand, but we need to get some
yeah,
bulk
I
on
know
you.
that. And yeah, she's just gonna match them pose for pose.
Adele will watch. Unfold. And he's like, he looks at the tooth he got from the column boy, and just goes like, why would I want to get swole? I already beat one of the hamper.
We're actually just looking for a bathroom.
Yeah.
Just looking for a bathroom.
We decided to make a small stop.
Yeah.
See the bus over there? They'll get the bus.
Well, but what's this about? About a quest for gains?
It's about getting huge, bruh. You gotta increase your bulk. Get swole.
Gotta get swole, Finn. Gotta get swole.
Come, we will introduce you to our. We will introduce you to our sensei.
Did
Ah.
that get
You guys got a sensei too?
You see, Adele just gets PTSD flash. He pushed off the cliff. That's it. He's just grabbing his head. He's like, ah.
Man, your sensei must be huge.
It's gonna be this tiny little lady, isn't it?
So they show you inside, and inside you see that there is a giant telescope set up, but it's pointed at a whole massive complex of exercise equipment and a track and shit down in the depth. Like there's like the as you walk in, you see that the observatory actually goes down into a big complex of all this exercise equipment and track area, and there's a pool and all sorts of stuff, and there's a big telescope that points down towards it. Standing at the telescope is a lady who looks something like this. The blonde-haired guy is like, Sensei, we have newcomers looking to get swole and get gains.
But wait, hold on. We didn't.
Yeah, we want all the games. All of
Yo.
them.
Joe, please.
You
only
can
kick-
keep your scrawny little wimpy frame, Adele, while I'm getting jacked.
Adele looks down at his completely jacked frame, looks over the 12-year-old girl.
She's completely oblivious to like the hypocrisy of that statement, and you just see her just like flexing, just like, oh, I'm about to get like so swole.
Joe, we stopped here because you needed to use the bathroom.
Right, and I will need to use the bathroom, I'm sure, in a little bit after I'm done sweating out my weakness.
Adele will rub the bridge in between the bridge of his. It's like, God damn it, Ulrich! How come you're asleep in the damn bus?
With Ulrich gone, you guys have lost control over me.
Adele will pick up Joe with one arm. Yeah, no.
The lady turns.
Dang,
The lady
I know
turns.
where you guys want to go all the time.
All right.
The lady turns to you. The lady turns to you, and a slight smile creeps to the corner of her mouth. She's like, Jose, Thousand Island, go give me 5 laps. Give me 5 laps around the track, and 20 sets of 20 reps of bench presses at 500 pounds. And they're like, yes, ma'am, and dash downstairs and start doing laps. And she's like, she walks over to you guys with this strut, this very purposeful and powerful strut. And she's like, apologies for my apprentices. They are enthusiastic with their training. They can be a bit overwhelming sometimes.
as Sensei is strutting, like Joe's just like, wow, I can't wait to have thunder thighs like that.
Adele's just gonna slap his hand on his face when he hears this.
And she's like, my name is Laura, and I am Wheelchair Sensei has told me about you, and warned me of your coming.
You know Wheelchair Sensei? These
Yeah.
guys say only good things about him.
Yes. The only good thing.
Only good things.
Adele's
fucking
like,
die.
Adele's like trying his best not to put his head into a wall.
She's like I can understand Wheelchair Sensei can be abrasive at times, but he means well and he trains heroes quite well physically.
He pushed me off a cliff to help me fly. What the fuck about that makes sense?
She's like his methods are unorthodox, but he does train heroes quite well. Now, granted, he can only train you so far physically. I'm here to finish your training. I'm a more of what you call a finisher of training. I train you in spirit, as well as physically.
Well,
Finisher.
actually, Adele will hold up one of the two he took as a necklace. We managed to beat one of the Collin boys already. San Francisco, I think.
She takes the necklace from you, and she's like, then the rest will be following you, and it is ever more important that you train and understand what it means to be a Hotblood.
You know, pretty sure we invented that. Just saying.
No, you.
It is kind of written on our bus.
Yeah, with hot rod flames, I think.
You may wear the crest, but understanding you lack. To truly unlock your full potential, you must be hot-blooded in spirit as well as in attitude.
Guys,
The same thing.
I am so ready to get an attitude adjustment.
I feel strong enough.
You know what, Adele?
You can always be stronger.
You know, Adele,
Yes.
you're on your own here. And Finn pats his back, and as he's patting it, he feels like the warm, wet feeling of shark hand.
Oh lord.
Finn just
No.
goes into shark mode, so he would enjoy
Adele's
it.
like, fuck. God damn it. Don't make me the responsible adult here.
She's like,
I personally would love to just abandon all responsibilities by becoming a shark.
she looks up at your giant shark form, and she's like, very impressive. I see that Wheelchair Sensei has chosen his pupils well.
And in response, Sharkman will strike a menacing muscle man pose.
Oh,
He's a-
jeez. Alright, Sharkman. It's time. This is the ultimate battle that everyone's been waiting for. Arm wrestling contest. You and me. Now.
Adele looked at Luna. It's like, please help
The
me.
one shark slaps the floor and puts his hand up.
Oh, Adele's gonna look at Luna.
Joe brings up
Hoping
her
for some support.
tiny little hand, which, can't even, wrap around his thumb, and just, sticks it in to be engulfed, her whole arm to be engulfed by his hand.
All right, roll. Both of you roll me strength.
Adele's
Okay.
gonna look at Luna for support, just like, please help me.
Let her learn. This is a teachable.
Oh shoot, I forgot to. Fire. That's. Yeah. That's 24.
So you guys are pushing, straining against each other.
Cracks are forming in the floor under our feet.
Finn is starting to gain some traction when Laura grabs both your hands and slams them to the floor.
Damn.
Oh, Sharkman would definitely beat me. Oh wait, no. Sorry,
she's like enough with your showboating. Come, your training begins now. And she starts walking downstairs.
Not much of a choice we have.
Luna just starts playing montage, training montage.
Training montage.
Thank you, Luna. Adele will follow after. Laura.
Where Shark like locks eyes. Locks eyes with Joe. And nods once in a sign of we'll finish this later. Before just grabbing the
Joe
arm
does
and
kinda
hauling her
like
under the
that.
shoulder.
Joe does kind of like that, like points at her eyes, points at his eyes, like back and forth. You know, like the Korra water tribe thing. And yeah, she just silently agrees.
And then Finn will grab Joe by the arm and toss her up on his shoulder.
Oh.
All right, so you guys descend into the pit of games.
Adele stands there like, was this really the wisest decision? I don't know. I don't know anymore.
Your training begins, and as we montage over the course of about a week or two, your training is intense. Every day you are woken up early, and you train all day, with maybe a lunch break.
Maybe one.
Can I just describe a shot here in this training montage?
Yeah, go ahead.
So you've got Joe there, like pumping iron on a bench, like, you know, sitting off the side, curling, and then it turns out that Adele is pumping iron using the bench that Joe is sitting on. But then it turns out Sharkman is pumping.
And all the while, Luna's playing the montage music.
Luna's doing no exercise, just playing the music.
Luna's being taught to do faster and faster and more powerful power chords. And being taught to write even more awe-inspiring lyrics. As your intensive training goes on, Laura is imbuing her knowledge and the ideals of the Hotblood to you. She says the difference between the edgelords and the Hotbloods is not one of good and evil. Not necessarily, at least. Many things do fall along the lines of right and wrong, but it is more in terms of how it is presented. There are many edgelords who think that they are heroes, and there is plenty of hot-blooded villains in existence. Now, where the distinction lies is not in what you do, but for the reasons that you do it. And
Preach, Sensei, preach!
Your training montage continues on. Your training montage continues on. You guys are all running around a track, repeatedly, as Jose Hostar and Thousand Island are also doing laps with you. They are continuously racing each other. They are continuously racing each other, trying to be faster than the other.
Can I join in the race?
Yes.
Can I also join in the race?
Sharkman just runs, creating craters in the track as he pounds through along. Oh God, where's Haley when you need her? She's the fastest one.
Yeah, it's true.
Cascade the rest of us the race.
Ulrich's just looking on with like a face of pathetic.
Never waiting.
No, Ulrich's running too.
I'm gonna hit her with the I wouldn't
Oh.
call it speed roll.
Oh,
my god.
27, baby.
27, baby.
Dang.
wait, are we rolling speed? Or-
Yes.
Oh, we are. Oh god, that was slow.
Luna's also having to run laps while playing montage music.
The old marching band.
Roll,
Yeah.
Franco. Roll.
Building the stamina.
Adele's
Building the stamina of legs and fingers for keytarring.
It's like
Uh,
Luna
Finally.
with her movement of four is
Michaeli,
not
roll your
making.
speed.
Wait, what? What the fuck? That's someone do. What the
She's
hell is going on?
Luna's just
Doing a
like,
race.
Yeah,
What?
and I'm just flowing.
What the fuck
This
is
is
this?
the second coming of Wheelchair Sensei.
Whoops!
Okay,
Oh,
hold on a second. Pause. Let me explain what the fuck I just stumbled into.
Luna's
During
ru-
montage.
Luna's running along with just like a sports bra on and shorts and just going ah. Sweating horribly while trying to keep up with the guitar music.
I just see like Luna continuously getting lapped by everybody else.
Yeah, like I said, she's just running, like sweating horribly and just panting super loudly as she's just like dying, running around, but trying to keep the guitar music clean.
Roll speed. How fast do you lap us?
Me? Hold on a second. I got open Hour's actual sheet, but like, could somebody give me a coherent explanation of what the hell I missed?
So we explained what happened the last time. We came down to the observatory of sick gates, bruh. We were met with two well-built young men. They brought us to their sensei, Laura, who decided to train us in the ways of the hot-blooded spirit, and thus we are training. You were sleeping in the bus when we first arrived, and Finn left me alone with Joe and his alter ego Sharkman. And I looked for Luna for support, and I'm hoping to God we have something.
No, and all Luna did was play montage music in response.
Oh,
Face
jeez.
pop.
That's
Face
our
pop.
training.
Oh yeah, and there was
Oh,
also
Lord.
an attempted arm wrestle between Finn and Joe.
You were
Or
both
sorry,
promptly
Sharkman and
flipped.
Joe.
That did not happen.
Okay then. 1 second. So, am I rolling D20 plus my speed?
Yep.
Yes.
If you
Okay.
roll a 1, I will laugh the hardest I could ever.
Close! Not quite close!
Oh.
You're still losing to Sharkman.
You're losing to
Well-
Joe.
I mean, think about it this way. Alric probably just fully woke up from his sleep, just like, what the actual
No,
fuck is going on? What's going on here?
We're actually
What's
deep
called
into the
its
montage now.
music.
We're deep into the montage now.
You got thrown into montage. Like, what the fuck happened? Where?
What happened? Where am I?
Pretty
Why am I
much.
running?
Music coming from?
Yeah, folks, this is what happens when you roleplay but have a part-time job where the shifts suck.
As you're like, what's happening? Where am I? What's going on? Why am I montaging? The two burly men run by you and they're like, you're getting sick gains, bruh. Ha
Aha.
We're about to end you!
As they lap you.
Oh yeah, how fast are the other two going?
They're going fast.
I was about to say, if he was in his werewolf form, this would be an entirely different story.
Come on,
Still.
Steven. They're in this race. Roll for 'em.
Yeah, roll for him. Do it.
Come on, Steven.
Go on.
Come on, Steven.
Go on.
Come on.
Yeah, if the rest of us have to roll, have them roll.
Oh shit. I gotta take a call real quick.
Well, he's not really leaving, he's just muting himself so he can actually talk on the phone.
They're getting a 32.
A 32. If they roll once, I will laugh even harder.
No, I did a GM roll for it. Don't worry about it.
I see.
Oh,
there's a lot.
really?
So
I was
you're
gonna say, yeah, GM roll means you can bluff.
Yep, you're alive.
They're going fast. They're going very fast. Anyway, Laura is continuing her speech. Through this bit of the montage, and she's like, what separates Hotbloods and Edgelords is their attitude towards their work. The Edgelord is self-centered, seeking only to glorify themselves and gain attention for what they're doing. They seek no other recompense than to be the center of attention, or fortune, or whatever. It is entirely self-centered and narcissistic. The Hotblood is selfless. They do it because it is the right thing to do. They do what they do because others are in need. They even if the odds are stacked against them, they will do what is right and pursue their goals and their dreams at all costs.
Joe
What if
pumps
you're
her little
only-
fist in the air like a superhero.
What if you're only doing it so you can form a band with people?
I mean, I consider that a goal.
She raises her hand. If the band is your dream, then pursue it with all your might, and let nothing stand in your way.
That's what I figured.
Haley, just for some context, even before this, so Joe was deadlifting on a bench. Adele was deadlifting that bench with his own weight. His own weight with Joe on top, and then Sharkman was deadlifting Adele and Joe.
Oh, are we
damn
doing
it.
strength checks? No. This was before. That was Evan's thing. I thought I may as well share with you.
Oh my god. I miss everything when I have to work closer shifts. God damn it.
Alright, I'm back.
Can
I'm
I?
back.
Adele puts his whole spirit into his run. Push you even harder.
We fast forward in the montage. Now you guys are sparring with each other.
Oh
boy.
god, who's facing off against who?
Who's versus who? You tell us.
I was gonna say, are we gonna have to roll from this shit?
Luna's playing her music over the whole thing. It's providing the soundtrack. You know what? Let me roll for it. Okay, let's see.
Yeah,
One,
what's the tournament rack?
2,
Yeah.
3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So first one. So, Ulrich is facing off against Joe.
Well, that makes
Oh
sense.
no.
That makes perfect sense.
Zach, Adele is facing off against
Adele.
Yep. Adele.
Reroll that shit. Reroll that shit.
Okay, hang on. I'm just gonna reduce it to a 1d3 now. That'll make it easier.
So I fight Ulrich and myself. God.
You fight yourself and Ulrich.
Okay,
twice.
you're fighting Thousand Island,
Uh-oh.
and Finn is facing off against Jose Hostar.
Okay, so when
Jose Hostar, what?
Yeah, Joe's kind of just like, can I fight someone else? I don't want to fight Ulrich.
Too bad. She's like, you need to find your inner strength. Spar.
It's not about inner strength. I just don't think I can hit him.
I don't know whether to take that as a compliment or an offense.
You must learn to make your attacks more precise and speedy. You must be able to hit faster opponents, Joe.
Again, I think you're missing what I'm saying.
This is perfect training for you. He's the hardest target to hit. If you can make contact with him, then you are improving.
Okay.
Wait, so it was Finn facing off against Jose Hostar, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're sparring with him, like you're just doing fist fights, sparring with him. And then he says, "Aha! Next you will say, you're pretty good, old son."
What?
He's like, "Damn it! I don't have as much a read on you as I thought I did. I thought I had the download."
Does Finn just like pick him up and just fucking pile drive him onto the floor?
Sharkman would. Finn would not.
Shark.
And
But,
Zach, Thousand Islands like rubs his wrist together, the bracers on his wrist together. He's like, now to use my secret technique, light bubble barrage, and just fires off a bunch of bubbles just infused with holy magic.
Adele will.
Oh, cool.
Falcon bubbles. Falcon bubbles.
Fucking bubbles!
Did I block this or?
I mean, that's up to you.
I may as well.
You're basically blocking a bubble machine.
It actually behaves like the spell Star Shower,
Oh. But it's bubbles.
but it's bubbles, full of
Oh
holy
my
magic.
fucking god.
So, thank God for bullet block. So, sure, I have everything all together. So, all right.
You've now seen both of their special moves that they provide as companions. Though Jose Hostars is basically to say, next you will
Incorrectly
say
predict something.
is to correctly predict something, and then the guy actually says what predicts what he will say next, and then gets so stunned by the fact that he knew that he's stunned for a round, and you all get bonuses to attacking him.
Oh, that works. And then this guy is just bubble beam.
Because you got the download on him now.
And then Thousand Island is basically he's enhanced bubble beam.
Yes.
Adele just.
He's basically a Blastoise!
All I can imagine is Adele punching every bubble he sees.
It's like a 3-year-old child going up against a bubble machine.
Oh no 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 no!
It's like that scene in the SpongeBob movie where they're popping the bubbles.
Mm-hmm. This stuff's way more intense.
These are actually energy, and my fists are made of fire.
Well
Oh,
then,
no,
instead of
that
circus music
is
playing in the
pretty
background, it's a sick-ass guitar.
Keytar.
Mm-hmm.
And Laura finishes her speech. She's like, she says, in order to unlock your true nature as a Hotblood, you must find your determination. You must find the thing that you are willing to fight for, no matter what. No matter what the odds are against you, no matter how unlikely it seems that you will win, you will continue to fight for it till your last dying breath. Once you can find that determination, once you can find that goal, you will truly be a Hotblood.
I must protect those I care about, no matter what.
Man, this sounds like a lot of pressure.
I'm gonna be a superhero. I'm gonna be a real, true superhero.
I don't know if you understand the amount of work it requires to be a superhero.
And this is coming from the other jester across the room.
Well, I've already got super strength and I can shoot rays pretty much. I just need to learn how to fly, and then I'll have it all.
Very nice.
Finn?
Sorry, what was the question?
Aren't you gonna say what drives Finn?
That wasn't in character. I actually don't know what the question was.
Okay.
What drives Starkman?
What drives Sharkman? What's the thing that he's willing to fight for, no matter what the odds are against him? That he will continue that he will continue to be determined for.
If I'm being real, I'm not really sure. I like these cunts.
Well then. I don't know why you want to call us cunts, but okay.
Now, what about Ulrich?
I am not. You
Yes,
fuck
you
off.
are. You're
I am
just
not.
as bad as we are. Just as bad. And you fucking
What's
know.
a con?
Oh
Oh, let's not explain that right now, Joe. We'll explain to you when you're a little bit older, okay? Just shut the fuck up.
And where Ulrich actually gets
Man, I'm gonna learn so many things when I get older.
no!
Yes, you will. And it's like at that point, I don't think anyone really needs to ask. Well, I mean, maybe for one part, because him, I think, is kind of two things that he's willing to fight for.
Oh, no,
And
this is an
that's
in-character
his
question.
in-character question?
Yeah.
Oh boy. Well, I suppose it's two things technically. Mostly, maybe three, depending on how you count it. Which basically is
Greedy.
it's my family, my now lover, and this one right here as he pats Joe on the head.
And this is when Joe actually
Okay,
gets a
Joe-
free punch in.
Okay,
Okay,
well, like, as,
Laura strides over to you, Ulrich, and she's like, "That's good. I know, I can see in you that you're the troubled past you've had and the uncertainty, but you need to, hang on to the things that you know for certain and let it drive you. Then truly you will find your hot-blooded nature."
So Joe seems very surprised by Ulrich's statement, and then looks very pleased, and she gives you a big old hug.
Aw.
Hey, you managed to land a hit.
Fuck off!
And I'm gonna like lift him up.
The German.
Ow!
Lift him up and just suplex him.
Oh god!
Lift it. Pull her close.
I'm just gonna,
Lift her up.
Stand on him like and do like the little V thing. Victory!
It's just the meme of draw her close, lift her up, Batista bomb.
Pretty much. Eric's just going to be like, I'll give you that one. Ow!
You can hear the spot.
She's gonna
slowly
run
shift.
away like like all pixie like I be Ulrich, I be Ulrich.
All of a sudden, there's just an extending limb and grabs her by the back of her shirt and drags her back.
Jose gives you a big. Jose gives Joe a big high five, like yes.
Gives her
Very
high five, she
nice.
starts getting dragged back.
He goes, very nice.
I don't exactly approve those sneaky tactics, but you get away with that one. Ow! I swear, I think my middle spine almost broke.
We fast forward one more time in the montage, and we at the end of your training, where she has you all lined up, and she's like, "You've all done very well in the short time you've been training under me. I know. Normally, I would like to have you under my tutelage for longer, but time is of the essence, especially with the Cullum boys now missing one of their own. It will soon be coming for you."
Oh, bring it
So-
on. Last people that tried to come after us, they got their serving.
As such, I will teach you the last technique that you must know. I will pass it on to you all as true Hotbloods. This is a secret that must not fall into the hands of the Edgelords.
All right.
We call it the null strike.
No.
Excuse me? Like null and void?
As in,
So like
yes,
you don't strike them?
you do strike them, but what makes it
it's
so?
no.
She's like, what
Yeah,
makes this
it's a
technique
not
so?
strike.
What makes this technique so powerful and dangerous is not what it can do physically, but what it can do spiritually.
What?
Explain, please, for some of us that can't quite wrap our heads around this.
Adele just kind of cocks his head to the side.
She
Yeah,
forms a fit.
explain it really slowly for Ulrich. He's dumb.
She starts doing an even breathing, and forms a fist, which slowly starts having a white fire form around it. And she's like, when applied properly, when it is the final strike to bring down your opponent, not only will it defeat them, but it can bring them back to a neutral state spiritually. Hot-blooded, edgelorded, all returns to a neutral zone. Someone can start over their entire lives with this, when struck by this. However, it can also be easily used to bring even the most spirited warrior over to the dark side of the edgelords if applied improperly.
That sounds extremely dangerous. And
Yes.
you're trusting us with this attack? Why?
This
Huh.
is
Fascinating.
This is why we must not let it fall into the hands of the edgelords, which is why it is passed on to select few. But you heroes, I believe you can be heroes that can turn the tides of things.
But let me get this straight. So, if we use this attack and, say, hit Zeros directly in the face with it, that basically would reset him? Question mark?
If it was the final blow against him, yes. But I don't
Noted.
believe. But personally, I don't believe Zero. I don't believe that Zero deserves the second chance. Not
Well,
after
so
all
I'm just for
atrocities that
the
he's
biggest
committed.
example, like, you know, the absolutely worst of them all, this technically would be able to basically reset him.
Yes.
Okay, just want to confirm.
Though once reset, a person has to be willing to improve, lest otherwise they would just fall back down into their old ways quite easily.
Right.
Hence why using it on Zero would be pointless. He would just resume being an edgelord almost immediately.
I mean,
Wouldn't it be pointless for most edgelords, and most hotbloods for that matter?
The
it
problem
depends,
is
I guess, on the person.
the problem is the corrupting influence of edgelords can be problematic. There are some beings who can be redeemed. It is basically a second chance with proper nurturing. So someone can be brought back, but some people are just rotted to the core.
I got a
Basically,
feeling that
this means we can get recruitment powers from edgelords. As
Technically
Joe makes
speaking.
that a statement.
technically speaking,
Bill.
yes.
Adele just looks he's very quiet. It's just very
There are
quiet.
indeed some edgelords who used to be counted among our hot-blooded brethren. But when Zero came along, some became corrupted by his influence and fell to the ways of the edgelord.
That's kind of like how I used to be an edgelord, and then these guys corrupted me.
Well, we didn't really corrupt you. I'd flip that around.
Don't say it like that.
They really corruption.
I mean, that's arguable. But I'd say we more or less just reformed you. What? I mean,
No, just
that's what I think.
don't,
Enough.
don't worry
Let's
about
not talk about this anymore,
it. Let's never mention this again.
please.
Whatever the case, I'm a new.
I have taught you all that I can. What lies next is to form a group to be able to that can be able to take down Zero himself. But to do that, you'll want to take down the heads, oppressive rulers of the various lands.
Well, I mean, we're working on that. We're on our way to face
lead
off
a-
against
to lead
these
a
Colin
rep- to-
boys now.
Who are all the oppressive rulers?
She says there's three rulers of the lands. One, the Column boys oversee the Gothic land of Hampires. Throw them off, and the people might be able to throw off the shackles and improve this place. The Cyber Pope rules the Cyber Papacy,
Cyber Pope.
keeping everyone locked in a virtual prison of his own making, known as the Godnet.
That's terrifying.
Last but not least, Virgin, leading the demon Helllands.
He sounds like a very
Wait,
sad.
who?
Virgin? I'm sorry, who names their child Virgin?
He
What's a virgin?
his brother leads
You.
his brother leads the
Better
resistance.
fucking be.
Leads the resistance against him.
Dare I ask what his brother's name is? Or is it just as bad?
His brother's name is Chad.
How did I fucking know?
I reckon.
Chad and Virgin, and Joey will explain that later, but okay then.
Steven, would Adele recognize those because of the
Yeah, he would because his village is in the or at least very close to the demon Helllands. He's like, there is one place that isn't oppressively ruled, and I would suggest that you go there first in order to see if you can recruit the rulers of that land. They are noble and just. Residing in Castle Super Beast is the four kings, who rule over Beast Mechland. They are such powerful and heroic beings that they have for the most part kept out the influence of the edgelords and have managed to rule in peace for many years. Though those things have been stirring, and I fear the worst. I don't know. No word has come from Castle Super Beast in many years.
Oh lord, so that's where we step in. Oh jeez. Well, we'll see what we can manage. Mostly because that's a heck of a way from our original planned route, but
what a lot, so much.
well, I mean, the demon lands is out of the question, and cyber pussy, I guess that can wait. So it'd be between going and beating down the Column Boys, or going into the Beast Mech lands and heading to the Castle Super Beast.
I mean,
She says I would recommend gaining their help first before you try to take on the Column Boys. There is 3 of them, and from the sounds of it, you barely managed to survive one.
I mean,
also says the Column Boys will probably just find us if they're out for revenge.
which they most.
right. In that case, I guess we're heading into Beast Mech land. Joy. Oh boy.
I know my way from the Demon Helllands, at least a little bit.
I kind of know my way around Beast Mech lands, at least my part that my hometown was near, but otherwise I'm kind of lost.
We've gone to the city of Compass.
We did, but outside of that, I got no fucking idea.
All I know is the river's near the shore.
I don't know anything.
In that case, let's go ahead and load up. Let's get on the bus and let's get a hold of that fucking map.
She's like if you'll wait a moment, there might be a faster way than to take the long way around.
What do you mean by that?
She pulls out a map of this sort of like southern region of the continent. She's like, as you'll see, we're right here along the coast.
Mm-hmm.
The Castle Super Beast is over here along the coast as well. If you might be able to save some time by taking a boat.
A boat.
What?
Oh god. We gotta go sailing.
Did you say a boat?
Yes. She said boat.
You know, convenience they travels across water.
Finn looks off to the distance as a light peal of thunder cracks over.
What the hell is with the weird weather?
What's up with this dramatic weather?
What's up with this dramatic weather we're having?
I'm getting sick of being rained on inside. Turn it off.
Well then, I suppose, is there a port nearby? Would you happen to
There's
know?
about to be another way.
She's like, I could provide a boat. There.
Oh, nice.
That won't. We shouldn't take a boat.
Then why not?
Is it because you're a nemesis that you told me a little bit about?
Shut between us, bro.
Shut the fuck up.
Nemesis.
I promised
Come on,
myself.
Finn.
Finn goes immediately back into the same speech. I promised myself long ago that I'd never sail the sea again. Not ever since
Finn?
Captain Neckbeard started roaming the seas. Or well, I could sail again, but only once he's dead.
Oh,
Lo-
Finn,
Laura steps up.
Finn, let me lay this down on you. I swore I was never going to go back to my hometown because of everything I was dealing with. But you know what? I sucked it up and I went anyway. So now it's your turn.
But you've never met him. So
Laura-
fucking lame.
Laura
Finn,
steps up to you.
You
Finn,
met
and
literally the man that terrorized me for a good portion of my days when in his confinement. I still went and faced him, and I kicked his ass to the ground along with Adele. I think we can handle him.
Yeah, but you spent the whole time crying.
Oof.
Adele will look at Ulrich with the look of you sure did.
Hold on a second. Give me a moment.
The realization, it hits too hard.
Okay, no, he manages to hold back, and she's like, "You better be glad I like you."
Joe just gives you like the most charming, innocent, bright smile.
You can't hit that face.
Regardless,
Can't hit it.
I have a point. I faced off against my past. It's your turn. Or are you not Alpha?
Ooh.
Oh.
The description of the fucking Ulrich holding it together. Click on the gif I put in.
Yeah. Pretty much, but yeah, Arg basically just swears it against Finn. It's just like, you have to face it too, or are you not Alpha at this point? Because if you don't want to be Alpha, you can easily hand it over.
You're gonna have to try harder than that. And Finn is going to like puff up, and get up in the chest. He's probably a little bit shorter, so it's a little bit weird.
Well then, is Alpha too scared to get on a boat then?
Fine, but when we run into him, you'll know why.
We'll handle him. Just like we handled Victor, we'll handle him.
We better.
Exactly. We can beat him down. We're more than strong enough.
Considering what we face on Victor's ship, I think we can handle some lame old pirate.
Especially if he's as lame as you say he is.
You have no idea.
Then yes, we can kick his ass though.
Yeah, we can handle him. So, yeah, if you want to direct us to that ship, then we'll be on our merry way.
Who's taking care of my bus? Adele says.
We'll just load her up on the ship.
Load up on the ship. Drive it
Yeah,
on.
we'll need it on the other side.
That would make sense.
Convert it into a dinghy on the way there.
I disapprove of this meme.
That's some really nicely stacked felt, though.
It is.
I
But
disapprove as
of
well.
this
This irritates.
Okay, so are we traveling?
We'll probably need someone to man the ship.
Um,
Head the ship.
Oh,
No, you don't.
Sludgebug. He's
I don't-
barely
I
a
could never-
character anymore anyway.
I could never
Meta.
helm the ship. Or no, fine.
Fine.
You've convinced me.
Oh,
I'll
okay.
helm the ship.
No one said anything, but he is convinced.
Just
It's the collective
like
stare.
taking on the qualities of his sensei.
yeah.
The one lesson he learned.
Okay, so you
Alright,
guys
are we
load up
traveling
onto
on the boat now?
you guys load up onto the ship, and she's
Actually, Stephen, what kind of boat is this?
it's a ship. It's a galleon.
So like are we talking a modern boat, an old boat?
It's a galleon, but with modern amenities to allow for vehicles shipping.
It's just a modern day cargo ship, but with sail.
Yeah. and an old timey wheel. It's like if you mash together the designs of an old timey galleon and a modern cargo ship. It looks freakishly bizarre.
So the entire trip, as we are on this boat.
Well, no, you guys set sail as you guys are about to set sail. The Laura's like Godspeed to you, and here my apprentices will join you. Their abilities will be can be quite useful to them, and their training has been completed as well.
All right.
Adele.
The two men flex. they're like, yes, adventure.
Oh, Lord.
Very
Lord,
nice.
help me, for temptation is coming with me on the ship.
Adele will look over it. Oh, like, really, man? Come on.
Dude, I love Lima, no, but look at them. God fucking damn it.
Adele
It's hard enough with you coming along. Like, jeez.
Adele looked at them and then back at all. Like, really now?
I didn't say that. Let's get on the ship already.
Interesting.
Well, somebody's
Shut
got
up!
fucking like,
Someone's thirsty as fuck.
Yes. Adele
So
will.
for the entire trip, like while we are on the boat, Joe remembering the conversation from earlier about what she was going to be taught later, she's just gonna be like, "Is it later yet? Is it later yet? Is it later yet?"
Hey, Steven.
Yeah.
Adele will talk to Laura a little bit before they completely head off. If you find anyone named Rose comes wandering your way, please just help them.
She's like, if I see such a person, I will do just that. And
Yeah.
you guys set sail. You guys get to about here. It's been pretty quiet. Been nice sailing. Finn, you're feeling pretty good.
it's not been quiet even slightly. Like Finn has been screaming shanties.
Screaming shanties.
Like, is he gonna stop?
No,
No.
he's not gonna stop.
He is not.
You just gotta join him, Luna. You gotta join him. You gotta play the guitar along with his
I think if
shanties.
you play with him, he'll actually maybe quiet down. Actually, no, never mind. He'd sing louder.
Sea shanties aren't really, my thing.
Finn, what do you have to say to that?
I want to scream so bad, but I have a family. I want to scream the beginning of Lowlands.
Just do the whisper scream.
No,
You know,
there's
like,
no whisper.
you can do that.
There is no whisper scream.
As I say, Evan does not have a whisper scream setting.
Oh,
No, it is full go or full stop.
Yeah.
No. What does he
Next
say?
time I'm at your house, I'll show you.
What does he say?
He continues singing the shanties. He cannot, like, if you're not singing the shanty, he can't really hear you.
So yeah, it's been otherwise calm. Finn, you're feeling good again about, getting back behind the wheel of a ship. You forgot how much you missed the old boats and the wind in your face and the salt spray on your skin.
The Hour is not appreciating because salt and fur, not fun.
You're about here when suddenly, someone roll me a intelligence, I guess?
Is it for looking at things?
Intelligence.
Intelligence.
That would be for, that's what perception would be, right?
Yes.
Yes. I have a fun.
Lowlands.
Can I use my
Lowlands away.
Yeah, I was about to
I
say,
love that shanty. I love that shanty so much.
I am
Oh,
half
it's up there with the
tempted. I'm
ride.
gonna go ahead and do this.
Oh, good rolls. Good rolls.
Okay,
Wait,
so
we're doing Dexter.
Mine is not that good, but I'll give it a
Joe,
try.
Joe,
Anyway.
I mean, hey, why not? May as well join the fun. Mine's not the greatest.
Oh, well then.
Okay,
Hey,
Joe being
20.
the highest, Joe sees black sails on the approaching quickly from behind you guys.
So she's just sort of like she's seasick, and so she's just sort of like hanging over the, just like, and then she just looks up and like hazily, like the black sails come to focus, and she, the Dread Pirate Roberts,
Oh no.
What?
What?
the Dread Pirate Roberts.
What the hell are you going on about, Joe? Oh God! We got a problem. Come here fast.
I think you're referencing a pirate who's been dead for probably, what, 5 million years?
Last I checked, it was an elf, and it was actually a lady, not actually a guy. From what I read.
Okay, can we not argue this right now? We got trouble coming up our ass, and not in a good sense.
Steven,
Yeah.
looking at the ship, you know, the mast, the sails, any sort of insignia, do I recognize this ship?
Yes, you do.
Is it a bad ship or a
Yeah,
French?
it's the worst ship.
Is it a bad ship or a friendship? It's the worst
You
ship.
can see like the zoom pan combo
Yeah.
in on Finn. Dear Lord.
So the ship
What
is quick
Man,
approaching. The ship is
Man,
quick
the
approaching.
cannons.
It's quick approaching and quickly catching up to you.
Man, the cannons.
Man, get on the fucking cannon.
All right.
Uh,
Up onto the cannon.
you guys keep trying to sail away, but it keeps catching up to you. And once it's within like a few hundred feet of you, you hear a voice come over a megaphone. It projects across the waves. That goes, Cody, do you want to do the laugh?
Yar, har, 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 har. I have caught up to you, fool.
Okay, what the actual fuck?
I told you. I warned you.
I'm burning that ship to the ground. No one against it.
No, I'm not against it. I'm not against it at all.
Ahoy, my wenches! Why don't you slow down and just end this folly?
Hey, I am nobody's wish, asshole.
How far away is it?
It's a few hundred feet, and quickly closing the gap.
Alright, I'm gonna turn to face our broadsides to her helm.
Whee!
Adele man cannon.
Joe is going to hop inside of one of the cannon and just be like, "Fire me! I will destroy him!"
You're not being fired out of a cannon, damn it.
Just
Not yet.
fire the fucking cannon.
Adele fires the cannon.
Alright, lolly cannon, go!
Oh my god!
Lolly cannon, go! Oh god.
Like, of the cannon, just like, you know, full on, like, Superman pose with, like, you know, the one fist pumped forward, and, like, her cape just, like, streaming behind her, and I am going to attempt to punch a hole through the boat.
Oh my god. Well, as you're loading it up, the ship that's chasing you actually fires its chaser cannons directly at your ship, at the broadside of your ship.
Oh god.
Arr.
My boss.
So Finn is gonna pull up broadside to broadside as close as possible.
Well, okay. Well, first you're getting hit with this chaser shot as chain shot rips into your masts.
Alright.
Oh dear.
Do I
That's
get to roll from a lolly cannon?
I mean, you can try.
I mean,
Roll to launch the lolly.
Well, actually, yeah, Adele's the one who shot me, technically.
Technically, I'm aiming and firing.
Roll.
All right, roll to shoot it.
All right. Dex. I
Dex.
guess.
Dex, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be Dex.
No, well, actually, you know what? I'm gonna make it intelligence, just because because Dex would be, if you have hand-eye coordination on it. This is
Dex is
knowing
just
how. This is knowing how to judge an arc.
Yeah, but you only said it's 100 meters away.
Dex is
That's nothing ship size.
All right, yeah,
So-
fine,
Yeah, I
fine.
mean, cannon's basically a giant gun, so.
Yeah.
So, int or Dex?
Let's make it Dex.
Yeah, Dex.
But this. I'll put my spirit into it. How about it?
Putting your spirit into aiming the cannon and firing the lolly. Oh god.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I
Spirited
will.
cannon shot.
I'll add +5.
Let's do this.
That works. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
That lolly is getting. That lolly hits bullseye.
Adele just punches the cannon with the fiery fist to ignite it. Like,
So-
alright,
so
that'll
thi-
be an
it's
so
co-
you
it's co-
said that like I'm supposed to arc, right?
Well, no,
So-
right now as let me describe what happens, okay? Because you got a nat 20. So when you fired this thing, it was a the ship was like perpendicular to you, so you're firing it directly along it like vertically. And your shot, you shoot the lolly, and she goes flying in an arc. And she flies in such a perfect arc. You see yourself going over the most of the course of the ship. But then you start angling downward. And as you're angling downward, with fists outstretched, you see that your arc is going to go straight perfectly at this big, fat dude with a big old net beard. And instead of wearing a pirate hat, he's wearing a fedora, and he's wearing a trench coat. An
Oh
open
god, he's
trench
got
coat.
kind of neck beard. Oh fuck.
Whenever we say neckbeard, we mean not a scrap of hair on the chin, nothing on the cheeks, and a beard that goes down to the gut,
Ew. That's
coming
gross.
entirely from the neck.
And he-
Ew.
Take
And as-
my justice.
And as you're flying at him, you're like, you close your eyes for impact and brace for impact, and then you feel yourself go thud. When you open your eyes, you look up and you see that he has now become a giant sharkman.
Oh fuck.
Oh. Fucking Derek.
And has caught your fist. He's like, well, hello, my wench.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh,
And
you
that's
just
where
called the lolly a win. Oh god, here we go.
And that's where we're gonna end it for tonight.
Sounds like she's like, I don't even know what that means.
And end of scene.
And that's where we're gonna end it for tonight.
That's a really good one. Ended. I don't even know what that means. And next time.
Instead of calling her a wench, it's going wench.
Wench.
Yeah. And next time on Operation Hotblood, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to get involved in a sea battle, I
A
guess?
heated sea
Between-
battle.
Yeah, sea battle, Sharkmen
With-
against Sharkmen, and
with
well, this is
Captain
going to be a lot of
Neckbeard.
fun. I can tell.
Just so you just to like warn you guys for the beginning combat next time, I have no emotional attachment for this boat. It's a weapon.
Oh, fuck.
Overboard! Overboard!
Thank God I can fly.
Yeah, thank God you can fly.
Looks like I'm carrying everyone to the
Well, I
shore.
wouldn't say that. I mean, Alec will be able to extend his limbs and catch on to the side of the boat. But we'll talk about that later. We gotta wrap up right now. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us tonight. And we will see you during our next game. But until then, this is Rolls to Astonish. Live on, play strong, and roll out. See you next
Bye.
time.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.